It's a fascinating question for me because I look at it to say I'm a long-term renter, and I think a lot of people in this day and age are okay with long-term renting. The fascination with wanting to own is something that's always going to be completely individual. And I think that's the part of the question there to say, if you have to own physically to feel like you have succeeded, or if that you feel like you're secure, and you can raise a family and that's what you need, then I would say if that's always going to be the fear, I would deem that there's probably always going to be a bit of confirmation bias, that you will always think it's going to be better to buy than to rent. And it comes down to, what is your mindset? Are you comfortable never owning where you live, but still creating wealth elsewhere? So fundamentally, you can do so many predictable algorithms to say, if I've got X amount of growth, if interest rates stayed here, if I went on a principal interest repayment of this here, then it's going to then therefore say that my spreadsheet will tell me that this is the best time to start thinking about buying or selling or continue renting, or vice versa. But I think, look, you could do that till the cows come home, and you could stress yourself out, and you could run through a million scenarios, and you could basically get to different outcomes every time. For me, it more comes down to what is your passion, and where does the fundamental need lie here? And if you can get past the deemed, I guess, social pressures of owning your own home and knowing that you're creating wealth and setting up your future and your family's future in other markets, then those discussions kind of become redundant. So if you can't, then for me it comes down to saying, I'd say jump in as soon as you potentially can afford to jump in, because what will end up happening is you'll become disappointed in the fact that you didn't buy when you should have bought, and you'll always find a reason, and you'll always second guess your decisions. And 100%. And you see it so often. You see it so very, very often. And typically what it leads to is people doing nothing. And that is usually the worst scenario. I've got actually quite a number of clients who I've been speaking with for almost, some of them I can think of 2 or 3 years, and we're at ground zero still. And they've had capacity to start investing a long, long time ago. And it's not even one market now. We've talked about buying one market. Now we've stopped buying in that market because the growth's come. Now we're in a different market, and they've not chosen to buy in that market because they thought, well, I'm just going to hide out for this market. And the pattern's obvious. And I think ultimately it comes down to action, and letting perfection get in the way of profit is always going to be the drama for most in that position.